Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive on in, and let's first start off with the fact that DCENT Wallets is holding a major event right now until November 16th. If you purchase a DCENT wallet, I'm going to drop a link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. If you guys go and get a DCENT wallet right now, you can actually fill out a form on their website. It's at the top, where they are giving away 200 Algorand right now. And as you guys are all aware, if Algorand does make it back to $1 plus, the all-time high was nearly $3. That means that your 200 Algorand could very well be worth $200 to $400, which would cover the DCENT wallet fully and essentially give you a free cold storage wallet. So if you guys do want to take advantage of this massive offer from DCENT Wallet, you guys are more than welcome to, with the links down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. It's going to be at the top, just to make sure that you guys don't miss it. So if you guys do want to go get this, it's a limited time only. I highly suggest everybody go out and get a DCENT wallet right now, especially as we prepare for the next major run up in the market. So now, with that being said, let's dive on in, and let's start off with this post here from Ripple. So we do see, for many of the world's central banks, discussion around CBDCs have shifted from if they will be developed to when they will be introduced and widely used. Now, this is James Wallace. He's talking about the limitless opportunity of CBDCs at CoinDesk. For those that don't know about James Wallace, shout out to Cowboy Crypto. He actually put out his full LinkedIn profile information over out on Twitter. And we do see here James Wallace is ex-IBM for over 17 years, where he was the VP of blockchain from 2015 to 2018, and VP for global payments from 2008 to 2017. He held several other positions prior to these two as well. And here you guys have his full extensive background. This is an individual that is very, very aware of the world of finance, payments, and things like that. He has been around the blockchain space for a very long time, and now today he's giving us a little bit of an insight on CBDCs. We do see the policy considerations justifying the implementation of CBDCs. Central bank digital currencies have nearly limitless opportunity, but ultimately mainstream adoption hinges upon usability. And if we scroll down here, we could see a few things. So developing a CBDC is a complex undertaking given the interdependencies between policy and technology, as well as potential market impacts. If designed prudently, CBDCs can offer more resilience, enhanced security, increased access, and lower costs compared to traditional forms of money. Towards this end, the success of a CBDC is anchored by three core pillars of design: technology, policy, and usability, with user privacy as an underlying consideration for each. The first is obviously technology, which is one of the biggest things, right? They have to have a resilient, secure infrastructure that can onboard, authenticate, and even support users on a massive scale. This is where the private XRP ledger technology comes into place. That's essentially the infrastructure for this. Also, remember, there is only one XRP, even if the private XRP ledger is utilized. So XRP could very well be utilized as a bridge currency between those CBDCs that are being developed or designed, and it could even be outside of the private XRP ledger use case as well from Ripple. So if they, say for so, a central bank is tapped in with R3, XRP could still very well bridge that CBDC to other ones. Moreover, since it is unlikely that different countries will decide on the same infrastructure, a CBDC should be capable of interoperating across different technical infrastructures in order to reap the benefits of frictionless cross-border transactions. The second is policy as well. These are the rules and the guardrails established by the central bank and governments that underpin the entire ecosystem. You could argue that this is essentially becoming a focus point right now with regulatory frameworks that we have been focused on heavily. But the best part about this is that we actually see here that this is perhaps the most time-consuming area for consideration given the specific priorities and regulatory frameworks of each country and its own central bank. So with regulations, especially regarding even crypto, for an example, that's the last major time-consuming step. Beyond that, then we really kind of look at implementation, even regarding crypto, which, by the way, with CBDCs, I do believe that this is going to introduce the blockchain crypto technology to the world. But We also have skepticism. Everyone is concerned regarding CBDCs, obviously, which we know about. Now, the big thing here is we do see here that the payments industry will need to adapt to the changing landscape, such as adjusting operations and infrastructures to accommodate CBDCs. Collaboration, therefore, between commercial banks, retailers, and central banks is essential to ensure a smooth transition and effective integration of CBDCs into the broader financial ecosystem. Without seamless cross-border functionality, most CBDC projects could significantly underachieve their overall potential. So that is where we really kind of look at the cross-border payment scene, and we actually tap in the private and public sector. But again, in order to actually have this become a reality, we need to ensure privacy, right? Privacy is a big one, and also control. We need to limit the control that central banks actually have on these CBDCs and make sure that, in terms of programmability, they can't put limitations on your money and things like that. But also, even with this technology and the policy pillars in place, the key to a sustainable real-world CBDC application ultimately hinges upon usability, the third design pillar of a well-functioning CBDC. And this is where we look at adoption of it. And this is also where they talk a little bit about the overall approach to a CBDC, and also talking about, privacy, cross-border payment use cases, promoting financial inclusion, accessibility, security, things like that. If this is well done, if we start to see the private sector and the public sector actually working together, I could see this being beneficial. But I'm still very concerned regarding CBDCs slightly from the programmability aspect. I don't think that the privacy aspect is too, concerning, simply because at the end of the day, our bank accounts could easily be tracked and traced. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all of that type of stuff, and even fiat currency technically within the strips can be tracked. For those that actually don't know about this, you need to do research regarding actual fiat currency. But I do want to go over here to CBDC discussions regarding Ripple, because for those that are not aware, in my opinion, Ripple is 100% part of this new world of finance that is essentially being designed. 93% of central banks are already on board. Check this out from Tokenizer. National Bank of Georgia selects Ripple as key partner for Digital Lari pilot project, another CBDC partner added for XRP. Since the SEC lawsuit partial win, Ripple's already added multiple central banks to their CBDC platform: Hong Kong, Colombia, Palau, Montenegro, Bhutan as well. We can now add the National Bank of Georgia to that list. They literally have 6 central banks already tapped in. This is a pilot for the Digital Lari project, which the Bank of Georgia had initially hinted at as far back as May of 2021. That eventually progressed to the first stages of a testing phase for the Digital Lari in January of this year, with a deadline to register and participate in mid-February of 2023 this year. And remember, right, like with a lot of these central banks, yeah, they go all the way back to 2021 and even beforehand. So imagine the NDAs that are in place. I would argue that Ripple probably has a lot more central banks on board. We just aren't seeing it yet. But here we have, on April 30th, 2021, the NBG announced the first stage of this project and invited interested financial technology providers to participate. Down here, what do you see? They are now announcing the deadline for fintech companies to express interest in participating in the Digital Lari project as February 15th of this year. After the conclusion of the first stage, NBG will select a technological partner to provide CBDC technology for the Digital Lari pilot project based on information provided by the companies. Now, mind you, they probably tapped in with at least a dozen companies, and they tried to go over a few things. Ripple was the chosen one. This is why I've always said, like, Ripple has game-changing technology for central banks, especially in this new world of finance that's coming. And we do see, it would seem that the NBG is now at the stage of selecting technological partner for further deployment and pilot of the Digital Lari. Of the shortlisted companies for the next stages of the Digital Lari, the main 9 were, and these are the 9, right? There was over a dozen plus that were tapped in, but these are the 9 chosen ones essentially at this current moment in time. And they are going to choose the best-in-class technology regarding all of these players. And we do see Ripple Labs at the top there with some very prominent names as well on here. But we do see it shouldn't come as a surprise they chose XRP as one of their main solutions. Ripple has clearly been one of the global leaders in CBDC development, with a huge acceleration in this area of focus since their partial win against the SEC back in late June. as Ripple has since partnered with multiple central banks or CBDCs, developed a further working relation with RMI for an ESG platform, and even acquired a major payment license or institution license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. And here you guys have the discussions here with the NBG and how they have chosen Ripple, the leader in enterprise blockchain and crypto solutions, as the official technology partner for its digital lottery pilot project. Down here, we do see that they will be deploying their digital lottery CBDC test on Ripple CBDC platform, while NBG had just recently started their own digital lottery trial. They seem to be rapidly getting more and more involved. And here you guys have those names in terms of the BIS through the mBridge and Aurum projects related to CBDC. And on the right, well, there you guys have the BIS CPMI. This is the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructures, and we do see Ripple being one of those prominent names down there. Some other large names as well. A few of these players like MasterCard are already tapped in with Ripple as well through a major partner program. Down here, though, as just in September, they had announced that they'd be participating in both projects, MCBDC and also Aurum by the BIS. There are 2 points and connections that make this even more interesting in Ripple's case. MCBDC and Aurum are both being piloted by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and the BIS Innovation Hub in Hong Kong, which we know Ripple has been closely working with. In fact, Ripple had just recently been chosen by the HKMA in an experiment for tokenized home equity lines of credit with Fubon Bank. Ripple has also recently been chosen by the BIS to join the Cross-Border Payments Task Force. Both Aurum and also MCBDC have some cross-border focuses to some extent, especially MCBDC. On top of that, Ripple is obviously quite well known for providing cross-border solutions and remittances. Could it be that from the work through the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and Innovations Hub that Ripple had eventually connected further with NBG? This is another clear stepping stone for XRP to become one of the clear leaders in the future of finance. That's why I say, listen, XRP is 100% confirmed to become a prominent leader in this new world of finance. I've been saying it time and time again. If you are missing out on this big game-changing event happening around finance, this is going to be well over a decade in the making. And it's probably going to take us to about roughly 2030, 2040 when this is fully implemented. And for those that are saying, come on, Nick, 10, 15 years, whatever. No. That's not how long it's going to take for XRP to hit, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. No, I'm talking about fully implement it, meaning fully massively adopt it. But it could happen a lot faster. I'm just saying, we are going to see the major changes happening for well over a decade plus. We continue to see major changes happening even today through mobile phones and things like that. And guess what? They've been well out for over a decade. And a lot of these companies have already hit massive valuations. So in my opinion, this is going to be a major change. CBDCs, this new world of finance, over the next couple years and possibly even the next decade, we are going to see everything falling into place, everything changing, everything moving faster than ever before. And it all is thanks to some of these companies like Ripple that are at the forefront of this. I've always said that you need to pay attention to what Ripple is doing because they already have their plans in place. A lot of these CBDCs, a lot of these central banks have already been in discussions with Ripple for a very long time. They know what Ripple is doing. They know what XRP is. And like I said, with a lot of these CBDCs and with 93% of central banks already moving forward on CBDCs, it makes the case for XRP to become a bridge currency even stronger. And that's why I always found this very, very bullish and very exciting. Obviously, yes, there is still concerns regarding a CBDC, but it's ridiculous to ever think that, a CBDC is never going to happen. Crypto could thrive without central banks. Crypto's, a completely different world of finance. We need full decentralization. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not the future. That's the number one thing that gets me excited about what Ripple is doing with XRP. Because instead of a company saying, hey, we're trying to replace traditional finance, we're trying to, replace it all, and we want a full new system where everyone is in control of everything and this and that. No, they're actually enhancing the traditional world of finance. And that is very exciting. And I think that that's why Ripple has been so successful with a lot of these major players in the past and even just recently. And this is also why I think that they're going to continue to be extremely successful going forward on in time as well. So With that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.